It's an autumn day in Kolkata, eastern India. The city, renamed in 2001, was originally known as Calcutta and is one of India's largest cities. Internationally, it is still known as Calcutta and is the capital of the state of West Bengal. West Bengal, like all of India's other states, is a secular province with people from all religions peacefully coexisting. The majority of people living in the region are Hindu, and the local language is Bengali. India is one of Asia's largest countries and has a population of just over 1 billion people. Calcutta, tucked away in the east, is not too far from Indian West Bengal's border with Bangladesh. The state of West Bengal is itself the size of Scotland and has a population of around 78 million, 14 million of which live in Calcutta. West Bengal is home to one of the world's most spectacular Hindu religious festivals called Durga Puja, which means the worship of goddess Durga.
It's people who haven't been here and haven't seen Durga Puja. It's unbelievable. I mean, there are so many big festivities in around the world, so many big festivals in India, but this is, in my opinion, unparalleled.
Calcutta for me has always meant home, and the people have always been for me very warm, and during pujas it's like the character, the personality of Calcutta seems to be more, it seems to blossom more. I mean, you can feel that this is Calcutta, this is home, this is me, so it's like more easy, and it's Calcutta. So
Hindus believe in a universal god named Brahma, the creator. But followers pray to thousands of other deities in the form of colourful images and statues. These different images are all other manifestations of Lord Brahma. Idol worship takes place across the country, but some deities are more popular than others in different regions. Hinduism itself is more than 3,000 years old, but doesn't have a particular founder or prophet. It is the world's third largest faith and has approximately 900 million followers globally. Around 80% of India is Hindu. Central to Hinduism is reincarnation and karma, your next life being entirely dependent on how the previous life was lived. Durga is one of Hinduism's most revered goddesses and has been worshipped for thousands of years. Durga means invincible in Sanskrit, an ancient language used in Hindu scriptures. Although worshipped across India, she is by far the most popular deity in West Bengal. According to Hindu mythology, Durga is the divine mother goddess and symbolizes the destruction of evil. This is a very special autumn morning in Calcutta.
বাবা বাবা ওঠো মহালয়া আরম্ভ হচ্ছে মা দুর্গা আসছেন
One of the city's most famous landmarks, Howrah Bridge, continues to dominate the skyline and is busy carrying morning rush hour traffic across the river Hooghly. The river, which flows through the heart of the city, is a tributary of the Ganges, a holy river to Hindus. Further along the river Hooghly, Hindu Bengalis are gathering on the river banks. Today is Mahalaya, the official start of Durga Puja festivities. It indicates that Durga and her family have begun their journey home to earth from Durga's kingdom in heaven. Bengalis have been gathering on the riverbanks like this at this time of year for generations. As Durga starts her journey, people traditionally pray for departed souls and immerse themselves in the holy river in an act called Torpan. The rituals start at dawn and people continue to throng the river throughout the morning, remembering their dead loved ones. Priests are busy reciting verses or mantras from the holy scriptures. Durga will be coming home to her parents for 4 days. On the 4th day, Durga departs and returns to her consort Lord Shiva in heaven for another year. During this annual homecoming, Hindu Bengalis all over the world welcome her with open arms into their hearts and homes. Durga and her children are showered with love and gifts. Calcutta turns into a city of colourful shrines. During the celebrations, people from all walks of life are able to forget their everyday struggles and celebrate Durga's arrival. People pray for forgiveness and ask for the Mother Goddess's blessings. As people pray on the riverbanks, children at home listen to a traditional broadcast by All India Radio. Way back in the 1930s, some of Bengal's greatest artists came together during Mahalaya to record a musical version of Durga's story. On this auspicious morning, it is this original recording that still reverberates across millions of households all over Calcutta. Within a few days of Mahalaya, the characteristic beating of drums called the dhaki, expressing joy at Durga's arrival on earth, will be heard all over the city. Durga is finally on her way. With just a few days left, the shops are busy with people buying gifts, and there is a feeling of great excitement as the city braces itself. But what is the story behind the festival and the image worshipped? Mahisasur in Hindu mythology is the devil. One day, he was granted a wish by Hinduism's universal god, Lord Brahma. Mahisasur's army was now marching through the heavens, killing and causing havoc, because he had tricked Brahma into a vow, ensuring that he could only be killed at the hands of a woman, which, in Mahisasur's mind, was impossible. Disciples, petrified at the scale of destruction by Mahisasur's army, consulted Lord Shiva. Goddess Durga came into being as a result of the combined powers of the Hindu lords. Mother Durga had 10 arms and was given a weapon in each. Lord Shiva married her and gave Durga a trident. Ready for battle, Durga mounted a lion in pursuit of Mahisasur and his army. During the fierce battle, Mahisasur tried in vain to trick Durga by changing into various animals and attacking her. Durga's power was too overwhelming, and she finally killed him. The image of Durga worshipped is the point at which her trident fatally wounds Mahisasur. This image has been found on coins dating back nearly 2,000 years. Meanwhile, the Islamic call for prayer sounds across northern Calcutta. Almost a fifth of Calcutta's 14 million population are Bengali Muslims, and the Nakoda Masjid is the city's principal mosque. Muslim Bengalis have been known to participate in Durga Puja festivities, although they themselves do not believe in idol worship. Recent high-profile terrorist attacks across the globe, including Mumbai in Western India, haven't dampened the spirit of unity in Bengal.
आज বাঙালির এটা মহোৎসব দুর্গা পুজোটা, কিন্তু আমরা মুসলিম হলো সেই পুজোটাকে সমানভাবে মেনে নিই এবং আজ পর্যন্ত আমাদের ডেল্টা ক্লাবের দুর্গা পুজো এবং কালী পুজো বোধটাই সমানভাবে করে যাচ্ছে।
Today's harmonious existence between both Hindus and Muslims within the region is a great testimony of India's support of secularism, but in stark contrast to Calcutta's magnificent and yet violent past that shaped modern India. Job Charnock, an official of the British East India Company, is alleged to have founded the city in 1690. Bengal, at that time, was a much larger province stretching further out to the east. By the middle of the 19th century, power had transferred to the British government as Calcutta became the capital of Imperial India. The British brought as much of London as possible, as grandiose buildings began to line the streets. She was soon known as the city of gardens and palaces, the jewel in the imperial crown. By the start of the 20th century, fires began to burn as the mood for independence began to engulf the rest of India. In 1911, the British government moved their capital to New Delhi in the north, away from the freedom fighters in Bengal. But the thirst for independence from Britain continued, as Indians were led by Mohandas Gandhi and his principle of non-violent passive resistance to fight the British. Tensions also began to increase between India's two main religious groups, Hindus and Muslims, who thought British rule was going to be replaced by Hindu dominance. Jinnah, seen here on the left with Gandhi, was India's Muslim political leader and called for an independent India, but also a separate homeland for India's Muslims called Pakistan. Muslims lived all over India, but there was a concentration in the northwestern state of Punjab and in Bengal in the east. In Bengal itself, the eastern side had a Muslim Bengali majority. Calcutta was in the western half with a Hindu Bengali majority. Partition plans being drawn up would mean splitting Bengal down the middle, with the eastern side becoming a part of a new nation called East Pakistan for the Muslim Bengalis. The remaining Hindu West Bengal would be a new state in a newly independent India. This was being mirrored on the other side of the country in the Punjab with the formation of West Pakistan. On August the 15th, 1947, Independence Day celebrations took place across the country as British rule in India came to an official end. Despite partition, the country was euphoric. Millions of Muslims who had decided to remain Indian also joined in the celebrations. However, within hours of the independence celebrations, the world watched a human tragedy unfold. The biggest mass movement of people the world had ever seen, perhaps since biblical times, was taking place across the new borders. Millions of Hindus and Muslims were being uprooted from their ancestral homes in order to build new lives in India or across the East and West Pakistan borders. Along with this, the hatred and mass murder continued as people fought over territory with tens of thousands dying. Durga's city, Calcutta, now in Indian West Bengal, took the full brunt of partition. The drums of Durga Puja were silenced as evil spread across the city that was now littered with Hindu and Muslim corpses.
লোকের পুজোতে সেরকম কোনো আনন্দ ছিল না, কোনো পুজো প্যান্ডেলে কোনো খোলাখুলি জাঁকজমক, এমনকি ঢাকের বাড়িও শোনা যেত না, বাজনা শোনা যেত না। মানে ওই কোনো রকম মায়ের পুজো করবে, এই শুধু একটাই। অনেক জায়গায় গোপনেও পুজো হয়েছে, তার মধ্যে বিভিন্ন রকমের তাতেও ঘটনা ঘটে গেছে। এবং মানুষ সেই সময় পুজোর যে আনন্দ, সেই আনন্দটাকে নিতে পারত না, আনন্দ জিনিসটা ছিল না। ওই শেষ পর্যন্ত হয়ে যেত নম নম করে কোনো রকমে পুজোকে ই করা।
তখন আমি বেহালা থানায় পোস্টিং যাব, অন দি ওয়েতে আমি চৌরঙ্গিতে নামলাম। চৌরঙ্গিতে নেমে দেখছি, চৌরঙ্গির পুজোটাকে বলছি, হ্যাঁ, চৌরঙ্গিতে দেখি যে রাইট লেগে গেছে, হিন্দু মুসলমানের রাইট লেগে গেছে। কেউ বাটারটা জুতোর দোকান, বাটার যে বড় দোকানটা ছিল জুতোর দোকানটা আগুন লাগিয়ে পুড়িয়ে দিল, একদম পুড়িয়ে দিয়ে মানে শেষ করে দিচ্ছে বাটার দোকানে। এখানটা হইচই পড়ে গেছে, সব মুসলমানরা সব পালিয়ে যাচ্ছে, হিন্দুরা সব এদিক ওদিক হয়ে যাচ্ছে, বাটার দোকানে আগুন দই দই করে জ্বলছে।
Today, well into the 21st century, Calcutta has shaken off its troubled past and is proud of its British heritage. It is by far India's safest city, and there is great harmony between all religious groups, a far cry from the horrors of 1947. But several years of political and economic stagnation did bring the city to a standstill during the 1970s and 80s. In 1971, India and Pakistan went to war over an internal dispute between East and West Pakistan. Cultural and political differences between the two wings proved difficult to govern. Under their leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Muslim Bengalis of East Pakistan demanded separation from West Pakistan in the form of a new nation called Bangladesh, a separate country for Muslim Bengalis. Millions of refugees flocked to Calcutta during the two-week war, which saw the birth of Bangladesh, while West Pakistan was renamed Pakistan, having lost its eastern wing. Many parts of the city are still underdeveloped, with slums inhabited by families of refugees that came to the city during independence and following the war in 1971. Even today, refugees are still crossing the Indian-Bangladeshi borders and coming into the city in search of work. But Calcutta is changing. The West Bengal government has spent millions of dollars improving Calcutta's road and transport system. The city, in some parts, has changed beyond recognition, becoming cleaner and better planned. Consumerism is in full flow across the city, as shopping malls and lavish boutiques line the streets. Coffee houses and internet cafes can be found all over the city. Exquisite property can be found in posh suburban neighborhoods. Real estate is accelerating rapidly as Calcutta lures back many of its former inhabitants who left to build a life abroad. But fallen empires and rapidly changing times haven't dampened the spirit of Durga Puja. The rest of India looks on as Calcutta and her people remember the significance of that mythical battle between Durga and Mohisasur, where the mother goddess destroys evil. For every Calcasian, it's a very special time of year.
এবারে পরীক্ষা শেষ হয়ে গেলে এবারে মানে আর পড়তে হয় না, ওটা সবচেয়ে বড় কথা। অনেক দিন ধরে ছুটি পাই, মা অনেক দিন ধরে বকা থামিয়ে দেয়। এবার স্কুল শুরু হলে আবার মানে বাবার বকা শুরু হয়ে যায়, পড়াশোনা শুরু হয়ে যায়। কিন্তু পুজোতে অনেক এনজয় করি, পড়াশোনা ছাড়া আর মার বকা ছাড়া।
As the rest of the region gears up for the festivities and prepares to celebrate, various other communities are working hard to ensure everything is in place for Durga's arrival. This includes the lighting, decorations, and of course, the statues themselves. For this, we come to an area in the north of the city called Kumartuli, one of Calcutta's poorest districts, but home to perhaps some of the world's greatest undiscovered artists. These sculptors are working around the clock, recreating statues of the ancient image of Durga in battle with Mohisasur. These elegant statues will be taken to huge commercial community pujas across the city and placed in specially designed marquees or pandals as they're locally known. "61-year-old Nitai Das has lived and worked in Kumartuli all his life.
এই শারদীয়া পুজোটাই হচ্ছে আমাদের মেন পুজো এবং মেন উপার্জন, বুঝেছেন। আর যা আনুষঙ্গিক যা পুজো আছে সেগুলোতে আমাদের সারা বছরের অন্যান্য কাজকর্ম চলে, কিন্তু সারা বছরের উপার্জনটাই হচ্ছে ফ্যামিলি চলার মতন এই দুর্গা পুজোর উপায়টাই আমাদের মেন উপায়।
These Kumartuli artists have been creating statues of Hindu deities for centuries. The deities start off as hay, which essentially defines their shapes, and then they are covered in clay. Since Durga and her family are coming home, statues of her children are also made. Tradition dictates that they can only begin painting the statues after Mahalaya. Traditionally, Durga Puja used to be a home-based celebration, with a local family hosting the festival for the surrounding communities. But today, the trend has been towards getting specific committees and large companies to sponsor the festivities in districts across the city. The more glamorous the statues and pandals are, the better. Many will be transported overseas, where many Indian Bengalis have settled. The largest Durga Puja celebrations outside Calcutta are in London, New York and Toronto. Once completed, the statues will be brought to the thousands of pandals that are being built across the region. Made from bamboo frames and waterproof materials, these temporary constructions alter the city's skyline. Intricate designs and themes make the pandals look palatial. Many of them are sponsored by large companies. Before leaving the preparations, we travel to the center of Bengal's decorative lighting industry. Chandannagar, a small town on the outskirts of Calcutta, was a French colony until 1955, when it became a part of independent India, 8 years after the British left. It was a local man, Sridhar Das, who pioneered the sophisticated automatic lighting that forms a major part of Calcutta's Durga Puja decorations. This sleepy town and its workforce make a significant amount of money from Durga's homecoming, although a lot of the industry has been transferred to other parts of India for the numerous regional festivals.
এটা কিন্তু বিভিন্ন দেশে আমার কাছে যখন 19-20 ইউপি থেকে ছেলে আসে এখানে কাজ শিখে চলে যায় ওখানে তারা করছে বা কোনো অসুবিধা হলে এখান থেকে মাল এখানে তৈরি করে নিয়ে ওরা চলে যাচ্ছে তারা কাজ করছে বিভিন্ন মানে সারা ভারতবর্ষে এটা মানে এখন ছড়িয়ে গেছে শুধু চন্দননগর অনেকে বলে যে এটা কি করছেন যে আপনি মাল করে দিচ্ছেন অনেকে বলে এটা কাজ শিখিয়ে বাইরের লোকে আমি ভাবি যে করে খাক না যেই হোক ভারতবর্ষের লোক তো করে খাচ্ছে
On the first day of the festival, when Durga arrives, the mayhem begins. The true spirit of Calcutta comes to life. Her past troubles, the problems she faces today, the everyday struggles of her people simply disappear. There's only one thing on people's minds. Mother Durga is at last home with her family. Only Durga can destroy evil and rid fear from people's lives. It is only at this time of year when the entire country's focus is away from the film industry in Mumbai and the policymakers in India's capital Delhi. For 4 days, Calcutta is once again the heartbeat of India, just as she was during her heyday as imperial capital. The city becomes one big fairground as her inhabitants, young or old, rich or poor, visit the grand pandals and statues of the goddess and her family. The artists of Kumartuli can now relax since they have met their deadlines and can enjoy the financial rewards of this great festival. Sridhar Das's guys in Chandannagar have successfully turned Calcutta into a lighting extravaganza. Restaurants and roadside cafes face their busiest time of year as millions head out for the entire night of pandal hopping and eating. Aside from the gifts and the statues, we mustn't forget that Durga Puja means Durga worship. And of all the deities, Durga worship is perhaps the most involved and complex. During the 4 days, Durga is bathed and fed and given time to rest. There are strict instructions in the holy scriptures on how to carry out Durga Puja, and there is attention to detail that must be followed. However, the Hindu practices of sacrificing animals in front of the goddess have been phased out due to convenience and perhaps even political correctness. Here, at this family-based Durga Puja celebration, people are taking part in a ritual called Anjali. This family has been celebrating Durga Puja at home for more than 150 years and brought in a small statue of the goddess into their South Calcutta residence. Durga will be offered sweets, flowers and a variety of food during her homecoming. All the food offerings are blessed by Durga before being eaten by worshippers who hope to benefit from Durga's blessings. During Anjali, worshippers stand in front of the goddess and take flowers in their hands. They repeat the Sanskrit holy verses after the priest and throw the flowers back at Durga so that a piece of them goes to the goddess for blessings. Generally, people are supposed to fast before Anjali.
शिवाय सततं नमः नमः प्रकृते भद्राय नियता प्रणतास्मतां येषु पुष्पांजलि सायुध वाहन परिवार सहिताय ह्रीं श्री श्री भगवती दुर्गाय नमः.
Every evening, priests dance in front of the goddess, expressing joy and devotion. In the background, the Durga Puja drums or dhakis continue to drown out the sound of traffic across this great city, now immersed in love and reverence.
We are at Camden Town Hall, the biggest puja in England, if not in Europe. This has been an extra special year for Durga Puja in London, in that the statues, the idols that you would have seen, have been built on site at the British Museum. by sculptors who have flown over, especially from Kolkata.
Well, Mother Goddess, God, I believe in God. God has given me a lot, but Mother Goddess, she, yes, she kind of has inspired me in a way. She's shown me that a woman can be powerful and power in a woman's way can be pretty much imposing, and you've got to find your way and never give up.
পুজো কাটের একটা ব্যাপার ছিল, সবাই চুলটুল ঝাঁকিয়ে কাঁধ ফাঁধ ঝাঁকিয়ে রাস্তা দিয়ে হাঁটবে, সবাই দেখবে, একটা মনে হয় যেন একটা স্টার হেঁটে যাচ্ছে, রোমিও হেঁটে যাচ্ছে, এরকম একটা ব্যাপার কিন্তু এখনও দেখি, সেটা বেশ এখনও রয়েছে। আমার ভালো লাগে বেশ দেখতে, যদিও আমার এখন আর কোনো চুল।
This is my first time here. I think it's an absolutely amazing atmosphere. The music, everything is just amazing, marvellous. Originally from Yorkshire, this is my first time ever to come here, so I'm really privileged to be.
রিনিউয়ালের পর্যায়ে চলে যায়। হেন কোনো দিক নেই যেখানে পুজোকে কেন্দ্র করে নতুন কিছু সৃষ্টি হয় না। এটা বোধহয় ভারতের অন্য কোনো অঞ্চলে হয় বলে আমার মনে হয় না। এই দিক থেকে বোধহয় পশ্চিমবাংলায় ইউনিক, আমাদের দুর্গাপুজো সেদিক থেকে বোধহয় ইউনিক।
On the last day of Durga Puja, it's a time of sadness as people prepare to bid farewell. Durga, the daughter of Bengal, must now return to her husband in heaven for another year. This is perhaps Calcutta's oldest family Durga Puja venue, the Kishan Deb family mansion. This residence in the north of the city has been hosting Durga Puja celebrations for nearly 250 years. It is widely believed that Calcutta's first ever Durga Puja extravaganza was held here. Noba Kishan Deb, seen here under the umbrella, was a high-ranking official of the British East India Company and had invited many of his colleagues to celebrate the British gaining control of Calcutta in 1757 after an invasion the year before by an Islamic leader, Siraj-ud-Dawla. Kishan Deb drew parallels of the British recapture led by Robert Clive with Durga's slaying of evil Mohisasur. Before parting, worshippers traditionally look at Durga's reflection in water, just as a mother would look at her daughter in the mirror to make sure she looked beautiful and well enough before sending her daughter back to her husband. After days of mayhem across the city, the Durga Puja grand finale is by far one of the greatest religious spectacles on the planet. In the evening, thousands of people once again head to the holy river Hooghly in the heart of the city. For it is from here that Goddess Durga will depart. In order for Durga's consort Lord Shiva to take her back to heaven, she is immersed in the river. During the night, her spirit will be taken away from the people of Calcutta for another year. The goddess, who has been fed, worshipped and ordained in flowers during the last 3 days, will now be lowered into the holiest of rivers. The Kumartuli statues are carried down to the river, where the last rituals of Durga Puja will take place. Although it is a time of sadness, the traditional Durga Puja drumbeat continues to be played as people enjoy their last few hours with Durga in their midst. People are positive about the coming year now that Durga has come and gone. Before entering the river, the holy scriptures dictate that Durga must be spun round several times so that she may catch a last glimpse of her people and bless them before leaving for another year. For days, one of the world's greatest cities, Calcutta, will be subdued and dismayed that the festival is over and that Durga has left. Life will slowly return to normal as the Daki drum beats stop beating, the pandals get dismantled, and the lights are switched off. But it won't be long before Bengalis begin to look forward again to the great festival when earth will be blessed by the presence of Mother Durga. Durga's homecoming is a necessity for Calcutta and her people. When she is here, Durga brings communities together, puts smiles on their faces, and brings a wave of energy and joy to a tired city, something for which the people of Calcutta across the world will be forever grateful.